Year later, many of the utility companies say they are still working on improvements. Our Isabel Morick shows us their progress.
Asheville native Rhonda McKinney never expected September 27th to end the way it did.
The wind was so fierce, I can't even really think of a word to describe that because we don't have hurricanes here.
After the storm cleared, she was left without water, power, or internet.
It was like living in the wilderness, and I was not cut out to be a wilderness woman.
Her immediate thoughts were about her father who has Alzheimer's and her husband who has diabetes.
You realize how much you rely on simple things when you don't have them. When you have zero resources, you really learn quick.
McKinney was one of about 1.34 million Duke Energy customers in the Carolinas who lost power after the storm. Now this includes 99% of Duke Energy's customers in the upstate.
Duke Energy, they fought a good fight. They really did.
It took Duke about 2 weeks to get her power running again. And to do that, the company said it had to replace 14,000 power poles and 9 million feet of wire.
The initial response to Helene was one of speed, was one of efficiency, and was one of making sure our customers and our communities were recovering as quickly as possible.
Duke says recent infrastructure upgrades helped cut the response time.
We always learn from an event like this, and we incorporate those learnings into the next big storm.
Like investing in upgrades such as steel poles, increasing protection around equipment, and placing outage-prone lines underground.
We've been doing that in Western North Carolina. We've been doing that in South Carolina through foundation grants and working with communities to understand better ways to communicate in the event of a storm, better ways to partner along the way to understand where infrastructure pinch points might be.
And if I had to pick, give me water. I can figure out what to do until the power comes on. But give me clean water.
When the water went out, officials in Asheville say they focused on the North Fork Water Treatment Plant, which supplies 80% of the surrounding area. Those repairs took heavy equipment to connect and bury water lines 40 feet underground.
And that process took about 2 weeks, 2.5 weeks. Under normal circumstances, a project like that would take 90 days plus.
With step one out of the way, there was a bigger problem at hand: to fix the water itself.
The surface looked like chocolate milk. It was not pretty.
So with backing from the EPA, the city started treating the water with disinfectants, but some complain it still isn't right.
Are we really getting good water? Because it stinks. The water stinks.
I asked water officials what people can do about that.
The first thing they need to do is call customer service, and we can send a lab tech out there to test their water.
The city says it has a list of solutions to protect its systems from future weather events, but it is still vulnerable.
The bad news is the price tag is like $200 million to do it. And for context, our annual operating revenue is about $45 million. And the only revenue stream that we have is customers paying their bills.
But Chandler says they're counting on assistance from the federal government.
We think we've made a very strong case about why that needs to be paid for.
One of the big frustrations with the storm's many utility outages was that people weren't able to reach family or emergency personnel. Isabel also asked AT&T and Spectrum what they're doing to keep everyone connected in the future.
It was like 6 o'clock in the morning, and we lost phone service. So that was horrifying because we could not communicate with anybody, and we were black to the world.
Crews had to work among downed trees and in rough terrain to restore service.
One of the biggest takeaways was to diversify or to bring a lot of these smaller, more agile deployables to the area because they have a quicker response time. Not every asset that we have can go down a single lane mountainous road.
Now AT&T says it's working to expand its response team and technology.
As all Americans, we're spoiled. Are we not? We want everything. Boom, 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 boom. Want the phone, push the button, up, we're on Facebook, we're on Instagram. We have unlimited access to everything. And suddenly we did not.
Spectrum said the storm damaged thousands of miles of network, and more than 550 technicians worked day and night to restore service. But as we heard from many of you, Spectrum was not as responsive as you would have liked.
We were down last week. It took them 5 days to get here. Now you tell me why.
Spectrum declined a request for an interview. I asked them questions about transparency, refunds, what the company learned, and how repairs are going. Spectrum referred us to the letter it sent customers in February, where the CEO said, in part, quote, "I heard directly from customers and our local employees how we can do better. I apologize and want you to know we listened and implemented changes to be better in subsequent disasters." I specifically asked, what has the company learned in the aftermath of the hurricane? But the spokesperson referred back to the letter. Now, with water flowing, the lights back on, and internet connected, Rhonda McKinney says she hopes the community that magically came together after Hurricane Helene will stand tall once again.
It's here in a sense, but not as strong. And I would love for that feeling to grow and bring us back as a nation.
And we do realize that many of you watching may not have all of your services back. We have resources for you on WYFF4.com.
Fortunately, this year we're seeing things come back. Nature is resilient.
Helene's impact to wildlife and to crops.
Helene brought the worst devastation to agriculture we've ever seen.
Ahead on Chronicle.